I love it when it's still quiet, when the world is still asleep. I always tell people I fell in love with the eyes, but the eyes also fell in love with me. Your dopamine gets increased with 250%. That's insane.
250%.
Yes. Yeah. And
Just
this is also
going
why it's so addictive. Whenever you have a friend who's starting on their own, you should support them. Like they need you. So whatever you can do to support them, be there and support them. Oh, Flo, it's just a job. It's so much more than that. It's not just a job, you know.
No,
it's
not.
how I am as a person, how I am as a friend, how I am as a partner, as a mom. It's so much more than just a job. Some people say, I've tried therapy for 5 years and I've done one IMD session. You come, you breathe, you release, you heal.
Oh.
I don't heal people, by the way.
No, they heal themselves.
Yes, we
they
have the
heal
tools.
themselves. If only one woman would live her dream after even listening this podcast, that's the main intention behind Femisticated. Women should be supported to live their dreams because we can, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Welcome to Femisticated Podcast. This is the second season, and this season is going to be a little bit different. I'm gonna bring more guests that's gonna tell their stories. For those who listened Femisticated first time, it's all about the women's world. I have a special guest here. Her name is Florine, and I've known her for years now. She is actually living her dream right now. When I met her, I thought she was living her dream then. But I realized that she had another dream. And we took one transformational workshop together. And something happened there. Some shifts happened. And she started to actually live another dream, even much more intensive and something that was really in line with her passion. She's a founder of Law of Life. I would say that she helps people to heal, get better, and go deep inside of themselves to move them forward in whatever stage they are. Welcome, Florine, in the studio. I'm really happy that you said yes to this interview with me. When I met you, as I said, I really loved your energy. I loved everything about you, though. And I thought that your life was amazing. You had this great work at government, right? You already have the son and husband, and everything looks like your life is perfect. And despite this, you had a dream you wanted to live. And as I said, some shifts happen at this transformational workshop during the healing process. And I would like you to tell us something more about that, how this happened and what the shifts was about.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's so great to connect again. We know each other for a few years. I was in a good place when we met.
I felt that time. It was we just connected somehow because you attracted me with your energy. Yeah, it was it was great.
But I always knew there's something else or there's more. I came to Dubai 10 years ago. I have a background in health, prevention, happy, healthy people at work. But when I came to Dubai, that didn't exist. So I just started a first role as a personal assistant. And my last role was for the government. And although I really enjoyed the job, I'm someone, usually I wake up around 5 a.m. with a lot of energy. I know.
That's very early.
It is.
I can't do that. Really, 5 o'clock.
And then people say, yeah, but you have a son. Of course you wake up early. Well, he's asleep and I wake up early. Like I'm really excited for the day and I can't wait to start. I'm definitely not a snoozer. I wake up and I'm ready for the day.
So you were in the 5 a.m. club.
Ah, terrible. I know. I'm always like, who are those people? And then I realized I'm one of them. I'm like, oh.
I would love to be, but I can't.
It's I love it when it's still quiet, when the world is still asleep.
Oh, that one I love too. It's amazing
best.
feeling.
Yeah.
It's the best, yeah. I don't know what is in there, but it has a magic.
Yeah, I agree. And then I would rush to the office and then sit behind the desk for like 7, 8, 9 hours a day. And then usually after 2 hours, I would feel like, oh, I need coffee. I'm so tired today. And then I realized, what's going on? I just woke up full of energy and already I'm lacking of energy. And I realized it's not flowing. Something is missing. And when we met, I just tried a first ice bath myself. I booked a session in Dubai for myself and for my husband. And that day, something happened. I always tell people I fell in love with the ice, but the ice also fell in love with me. It was an instant connection.
Wow.
And then I realized, okay, there's something that I want to change. Like, I need a change. I want a change.
Was that the reason why you went for that workshop to find what's missing and to fill up the space?
Yes. I felt that I needed a switch. And I looked up for a course, and that's where we met.
That's probably what attracted us together, because my intention was also something was missing, and I was looking for a mojo. I needed it back, I was so overwhelmed. I needed the mojo back, and I felt the same way, that something was missing.
Yeah.
So let's go from there.
Yes.
What happened there? How... what was the dream really, and how did you get to that point from where you were that time to where you wanted to be?
Yeah, good question. I think I already knew that I really want to help people. I think I have this urge or feeling that I really want to help people.
I could say that.
Yeah. But I think the reason I really signed up is, in order to help people, I think you need to get the work done yourself first. And I felt I'm a very happy and positive person, but I also felt like what happened in the past, or like the emotional baggage, I was really still holding on to it and bringing it with me everywhere I go. And I felt like I need to get rid of it. And that's mainly the reason.
So did you realize this yourself, that you need to get rid of this baggage? Because usually people don't even know that they have the baggage. They behave certain way. Either it's angriness or sadness or hurt or guilt, but they don't know that there is a baggage.
We all have the baggage.
Yeah, but if you behave a certain way, you have some people don't have an idea that it exists, and they don't know they can get rid of it. So
oh no, I knew it.
That's great. The thing that you already knew that there is something that you want to get rid of.
Yeah, true. And that's basically the reason I signed up. Like in order to help and to really launch or start something to help others, I need to help myself first. And that's the reason I signed up. And yes, in the session, I already knew I'm going to do it. This is it. And I remember a moment that I wrote a message to my parents saying, I'm going to do it. There's no way back. I'm going to quit the job. I'm going to launch my own. It's
business.
all about wellness. Yes, it's all about breathwork, connecting people, guiding people. And there was no way back. I sent it out there, and let's do it. So
you felt it after you went through healing. You felt that there is no way back, that this is what you want to do. You had this strong feeling of it.
Yeah.
Say, because some people want to do something, they want to move, and if they don't get rid of these negative emotions or baggage, they want something, but there is always something that holds them back.
Oh yeah, and it's scary. It's really, really scary, but it's step by step. And I think in the course, it was a first step, realizing I'm gonna do it, and then sending the message so there's no way back, and then start creating step by step and just do it. Like, I started planning, okay, I want to quit my job. Am I in a rush? Am I going to do it now? No, I'm not in a rush. I still like the job, and I do need time to develop my own business, my own brand. So I made a whole planning first. I got my friend involved who's into marketing. We came up with the name, Flow of Life.
It's great to have a good friend in marketing.
Yes, definitely.
That helps
she
a lot.
really helped me. And basically, she made my dream, which was a dream, reality.
Yeah.
And I told her, like, wow, you're really helping me, making my dream become a reality. So we created the website. And this was already almost done before I even quit the job. Like, I had a whole plan ready.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me that you're not in a rush and that you want to prepare it, plan it. And most of the time people don't do it this way. They just quit the job immediately and they, going after their dream. But I think that I really admire the way you did it because it was so smooth. At least it looks so smooth to me.
Yeah.
And as you said that it's been already ready before you quit the job, that's a great start to...
Yeah. And as you said, I was in a good place. It's not that I wasn't enjoying my job. I had a good time. It's more that when people say, "Oh, Flo, it's just a job," it's so much more than that. It's not just a job, you know.
No,
it's
not.
how I am as a person, how I am as a friend, how I am as a partner, as a mom. It's so much more than just a job. It reflects in everything. It comes back in everything.
And even if it was just a job, I mean, we spend like 75% of our time working on something, making money. And this happened to me as well years back when I was working for a corporation. And I spent there like most of the day. And I didn't like the job. It was finance job. And then I told myself, like, this is it. I mean, if I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, and I mentioned this in previous podcasts, I'm going to die. I have to change it. I can't do it.
That sounds terrible. I think many people are there.
Yeah.
I think many people feel like that.
And that's why Femisticated is here for. It's here for women to help them to move forward. If they don't like their job, they should quit. But I'm not saying immediately quit. I'm saying think about that, what they really want, what their passion is, and move forward, you know, the same way as you did. This is a great example of someone who, you know, who quit the job after the plan was already made up, and you continue. So you made a plan. You didn't quit the job yet. You already had the plan. What was next? This is very interesting.
Yeah, what was next is step by step building the brand. And that's scary and hard as well. So first step were, as I said, the website, the brand, a logo. What do I need? Is there a budget? How am I going to do it? Literally, what do I need in terms of the ice baths? I did another course. I became a Wim Hof method instructor. Yeah. You need
That's
many
a big thing.
things. Yes, that was a big course as well. It took another 8 months.
You met the one and only Iceman, Wim Hof?
Not at that point. I met him in a later stage.
In the later
not
stage.
At that point. But yeah, that took me another 8 months to finalize that course. So I had to be very patient in everything. I
understand that. So that's the consistency you had already inside of you. And I think that healing yourself and being in a great state and being in a good place help you to do that, because there is lots of limitation people set on their journeys when they are after some dream. And if some limitations were there for you, you probably wouldn't finish and you probably wouldn't get to the point where your dream will come true. So yeah, it's you have my admiration, really.
Thank you.
So when you were planning and, you know, you set up the budget and everything, what was the biggest struggles you went through? Were there some struggles that, you know, you had to overcome? Because I know that this entrepreneurship journey, it's not a smooth drive and ride, and we all have some obstacles. So what was the 3 obstacles or
I think
struggles
getting
you had?
out there, like getting your clients, getting clients in. I expected this to be easier.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm just going to launch an Instagram page and people will find me. It's not that easy. It takes time. Longer than I realized.
How long did it take for you?
Well, I had clients pretty quickly, but like the whole, now I'm feeling I'm there, like a stable company, I would say after a year and a half. Yeah. So they are coming back and you're having the clients there. So after what time you had the first clients? Yeah, pretty quickly. That was
so for
spread the words and people were talking about it. And I realized that once they come, they like it and they come back and they bring others. A family member.
So word of mouth really worked.
Yeah.
I'm asking because when I started business years back, it's been 13 years back, it took me almost more than half a year to get a first client on board. And that was a long time. And I wanted to give up, you know. I was like, what is this? Where are those people? Everybody's saying, and you know, you have a great product, you have a great service. But yeah, it took me a longer time. But that time we didn't have social medias or stuff. We had the website.
Yeah, that's different. That's a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
But I also realized that you really need to have it from friends and family as well.
I think
like
so.
I heard this before, like they should be your first client. And now I realized whenever you have a friend who's starting on their own, you should support them. Like they need you. So whatever you can do to support them, be there and support them.
And when it comes to friends and family, did you do it as a business? So did you charge
No,
them?
in the beginning, no.
Or so you did it
Yes.
for testimonials and getting the
Yeah,
feedback
yeah.
and stuff. So that's how I started as well. I had a bunch of people in my circle who I provided my services. That time I was doing wardrobe revamps and styling sessions. And I mean, it really helped me to show what I do and how I do it. And it takes time to get the feedback and to put it out there. So I think that all of these journeys are similar. Some people don't have patience to go through it. And
I still work like that.
Yeah.
If I still have friends and a family over, they are really happy now to come and stay at our place because they can get a free ice bath. They get amazing breakfast.
You're doing it all for free for friends?
And family.
And families,
whenever they come over to Dubai and they stay in our house, they're like, this is a nice retreat center.
Oh,
like,
that's so nice.
This is a wellness place. They get lovely breakfast. They can join any breathwork session they want to. So,
You have to join Flow of Life because I
become
saw that,
friends.
And I love the touch of the breakfast that you provide. The breakfast. It's for me. It's this customer service is everything, and you're doing it really, really nice way. So
Thank you.
as I'm following your journey from the beginning, that's something I really have to.
They always ask for the recipe. It's great. Yes, people are asking if I can please come up with a book.
Now I am ashamed that I didn't join it. But for me, I'm a person who like warm.
Yeah.
I'm still not there to go to the ice bath.
Whenever you're ready. I will never force someone. I don't force, even in the
But I might come for that
workshops.
breakfast at least.
Yes. Some people say, like, restart with breath work and then an ice bath, and then I serve the breakfast. And some people say, thank you, Flo, for the breakfast, and they leave. It's not like they're almost coming for the breakfast only.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you do also some meditations there after? Or
we can, whatever but usually I combine. There's always a moment of gratitude in my sessions because I think that's so powerful to use. So I always take a moment in either at the end of the breath work or, mostly at the end, like to take a moment to just, be grateful for anything.
So tell us what else you're doing. So is it an ice bath? What are the good things that come out from the ice bath? What is that for? What?
So you can come next time.
Yes. So tell me that I can come next time.
Oh, there's a lot, and I know you can take an ice bath on every corner now in Dubai. Like it's really,
yes, you can.
It's a booming. But what I provide is more like the whole workshop, the Wim Hof method workshop, and that's always a combination of the breath work. So Wim Hof guided breathing, and then optional, but most people go into the ice, and we focus on the mindset.
Also, there are people who doesn't go, really? Like who go through the workshop?
Most of them, I would say 99% after the breath work is ready to go into the ice. Okay. Yes, but then still you find people who... when they have a lot on their mind, there's a lot going on, they struggle with getting in. We always say the ice is your teacher. Yeah. Yeah. You get a lot of stress.
Worries,
on
what's
your
going to
body.
happen, it's too much.
You activate your fight flight. But the health benefits, there are so many. You're training your cardiovascular system, so your blood vessels, your veins. It's good for your heart, supports your blood flow. You are increasing your brown fat, which is good for your metabolism, for increasing your calories, burning your calories.
I can see you look amazing.
Thank you. I feel good. There are so many happy hormones. You feel incredible. Your dopamine gets increased with 250%. That's insane.
250%.
Yes. Yeah. And this is also why it's so addictive. If I prepare the bucket with ice, I already feel like I want to go in. It's really addictive because
And
of this
how
dopamine.
often do you do that?
Myself,
For
4 times
yourself?
a week.
4 times a week?
Yeah, 3 to 4 times a week. You don't have to do it every day.
You don't, yeah.
They say 11 to 15 minutes in 1 week. So yeah.
How about kids? Can kids do it?
There aren't, I would say yes. But for the Wim Hof method, because it's always a combination with the breath work, we don't allow kids because we don't know. There are long breath holds in that particular breath work. And there aren't studies done yet how, the children are still developing their brain. But for the ice bath, I know there are places in Russia where kids just they jump in to boost their immune system.
I saw it because that's why I'm asking if the kids and my kids always. I have a friend who is doing this in his house, and they always want to go in.
Yeah, well, they can.
I don't know.
My son loves to jump in, but then usually it's around 14 degrees. So not 3, 4, 5, 6, or 8, but 14. And everything below 16 degrees gives the health benefits already. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't tell my son go in, but whenever he wants to and he wants to jump in, he can.
How about your husband?
Oh, he loves it.
Yes.
And he needs it.
He needs it.
He needs it the most.
Oh, why?
No, he has a stressful job.
Yeah. Like everybody who is in working environment.
Yeah.
Your job is also stressful, right? Like
it's challenging.
It's not easy to have your own company.
Yeah.
And but maybe it's you can balance it much more because you know more how to balance it.
Yeah. Well, at least I do something that's really close to my heart that I really love to do. But yeah, I had this conversation recently with my best friend, and she just quit her job. And she said, okay, now what? What am I going to do? And I told her, there is no such thing as the perfect job. Like, even if you work on your own, you start on your own, there are other challenges. Like, where are my clients? How can they find me? How can I reach them? Financially unstable, I have good months and I have
bad months.
Well, every time I travel, obviously, then
of course
there's no income in this case. So
of course,
it's more like, whoop, 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 whoop. Can you handle that? Are you okay with that?
That's why you're preparing your own ebook, right?
Yes,
so you
getting
can
there.
launch it and you can give all of this information to people who really, want to read through, and probably you can have income when you are not here as well.
And also it's I can imagine that when you're at home and you see my Instagram page and you see people going in and out the ice bath and you're like, oh, cool, but man, that's scary. And same for the IMD, the other company that I'm...
IMD, I forgot to mention the name of the company.
IMD, yes, IMD Breathwork. You see people screaming and crying in the sessions, and people are like, what are they doing? This is so scary. So I can imagine that if you're sitting at home on your couch and you still want to know, what can I do to feel better? Small steps. I'm working on an ebook or a guide or whatever you want to call it.
Yes. Yeah, perfect. I mean, that's going to be very successful. You just have to finish it and push it out. Yeah. And we were talking about this actually a few days back. And we were talking about people's opinion about it, and you said that
was really helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you said that there are people who telling you that, you know what, this ebook, I'm not sure if you should do it. You should do some courses, or you should do this or that. And so I
drift off.
and you stop working on it because it's you were listening to somebody else's opinion on your work. But those people never have your shoes. And then I ask you, but are these people who, the right people to listen? Are these people the ones that they already sold something, or they had experience?
You asked me, did they do it themselves?
Did they do it
themselves? They have this experience? I was like, no. Then should you listen to them?
This is what I learned on my journey as well, that there is many... lots of noise around you when you want to do something. You have your goal, and then there is a noise even from friends, from family members. And I don't think they meant it in a wrong way. Maybe they are protecting you, or maybe they don't want you to fail. But if you listening to the wrong people, that can get you to the wrong result because you create wrong behavior, right? So I think you should definitely do it, and I can't wait until it's out, and I'm gonna download it on the first place. And I want also to come to your ice bath once I have this stamina to do it. And we were talking about the breath work. So what is in there? In the IMD? Breathwork. Yes, in IMD.
Yes, so IMD stands for Immersive Multidimensional Breathwork. It's immersive because you're going to wear an eye mask and a headphone. So you're literally on your own. You don't
that's the reason to be on your own.
Yes.
So nobody else see you, nobody else see your reaction.
Yeah, and also I don't know if you've done other breathwork sessions, but if I hear others, I get distracted.
We did it actually together during the workshop. They were not that intense, but we did some breathwork, and it wasn't that distracting. But of course, it's better when you don't hear it. Exactly. I guess.
But we want more that people go in their own little world in their own journey, and then you will be listening to a soundtrack which is designed by Brandon. He's the founder of IMD, and that takes you somewhere else.
So it's like a meditation. He's talking.
There are binaural beats, so video frequencies. There are soundtracks, songs, his voice, 3 different voices going in the back, right to left. Like you can't hear all, but that's basically what we want. We're going to confuse you a bit.
You can't hear all the beats. You can't hear
it's
everything.
Too much. No, but also the voices in the back. Like if you're trying to understand everything, you can't, and you also drift off. Like,
what's the intention behind doing this?
What's the intention? What we're doing is people are doing an intense breathing for 20 minutes, and then you're gonna suck all the air in.
Okay.
And there's a 1-minute breath hold. And at the end of the 1-minute breath hold, people are going to scream. So whenever you see the videos online and you see people screaming, we tell them to scream.
Okay, that was my question. Yeah. Is it coming naturally to them that this happens in their body, or
well, trust me, you want to scream.
I guess. If so, what does it do? So they scream. Yeah. What does it provide
this is
for the body?
Trauma release, emotional blockages. Whenever you are stressed or you have anxiety, it reduces, and people feel much, much lighter after one session
and much better.
Yeah. Yeah, some people say, I've tried therapy for 5 years and I've done one IMD session. Because this is the question we get all the time, right? People say, okay, how many sessions do I need? And when I'll be healed? And like, there's no such thing as, completely be healed, or when you do this, then you're there. No, it's an ongoing process. But we always tell people, come and try one session, see how you feel. And then whenever you want to come back, you do it again.
Wow. You completed my picture, though, because when we were talking about the screaming part and this holding the breath, I wanted to join the last session. I got a little bit scared, I have to say, because I wrote the disclaimer about that, about the low or high blood pressure, and I asked you, can I go when I have a low blood pressure? You said no medication, so yes, it's fine.
Yeah. Or we give you an alternative breath, like a...
Yes, or you give me the lighter, but I didn't have this part of screaming on the right place in my head. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening with me when I will scream like this? Yeah. So you let people to get it out from the chest, actually, after this breathing, after, breathe in and holding the breath and this intensity. So all of this breathing that's happening, it will help body to release all of the stress.
And we need to release. There's so much stored in our bodies, and most things are coming from the childhood. You didn't even understand what was happening at the time, but it's stored somewhere. And by what happened then, you start behaving, acting like, it has an impact on who we are right now. So you need to release certain things. And what happens in a session is you may face your deepest trauma. Sometimes something comes up and you were not even aware of it. You were 5 years old, bum, in your face. Or you have a journey full of love and laughter. Like I had a journey recently, I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing all the time. I had a beautiful journey.
After the breath work?
During,
you were laughing. So you get to the point where you No, that's nice.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you can have a trauma and everything, but when we were doing this workshop together, we also were releasing negative emotions and limiting beliefs and traumas. So do you think that there is, that when you do that, what we did, there is still something to...
There's always
there is
something.
always,
Yes.
so you will not, because we
Yes.
went to the root cause of the problem and all of the things on
I
parallel.
don't believe it stops at a point. Like, I think it's an ongoing process. It's always good to keep on. And there's so many different ways you can do it.
Yeah.
But I really found that this IMD is simple. You come, you breathe, you release, you heal.
Oh.
I don't heal people, by the way. I don't.
They heal
like,
themselves.
Yes, we
They
have the
heal
tools.
themselves. You have
And
the
my only
tools.
role is to hold space, to make sure they're safe in the room, that they can really release and let go. And then we don't share. It's not like, oh, now we come back and now we make a circle and we share. Or no, you had your own journey. And trust me, you're still somewhere else when you come back. So we always tell people, go to the beach, go for a nice walk, do something that makes you happy, do something that you love to do. Most people are very hungry after
They are?
breathing. Yes.
Why?
We
Why
always
this
end
happens?
up, well, you've done a lot of work. Because we do 2 times 20 minutes. So 40 minutes of
2
intense.
times 20 minutes, intense breathing, holding the breath,
Yes.
breathing. And
Yes. And some people sweat. They're soaked after a session. You have done some work. So get the burger if you want it. Coming from a vegetarian, but even I feel like, guys, you need to eat. We always end up talking about food.
So should they do this breath work exercise or with you after or before the ice bath?
This one, we have beach sessions now. We just started last Sunday.
Oh, you
yesterday.
go to the beach?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have a session now, beaches and cream on the
That
palm.
must be incredible.
So we start with IMD and then there's an ice bath for whoever wants. Again, there's no force.
How many people do you usually have?
15.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
So we just want to let you know that if you want to try it, they do let you scream. It's not coming like that, so
No.
you don't have to be scared of that part as well.
Yeah.
But it helps to release lots of
it's the
emotions.
best. And that it's just 2 hours. And people go home. And I had a man recently coming to a session and he was a bit skeptic. He said, I don't know what to expect, but I heard about you guys and I'm here. So I said, well, that's the first step, right? You made it. You're here.
That's great.
And
Now I am really triggered to try it and to go. And also, I wanted to take my friend with you. You know her. She was with us at the workshop. So we're going to join you soon. And I will tell you the feedback from A to Z after this session. All right. So this journey is magical. I really feel that you're living your dream. And if only one woman would live her dream after even listening this podcast, that's the main intention behind Femisticated, to let women know that, if they have really lots of hats, wearing lots of hats during their life, that if they have a dream, they should go after it, not to be scared or not to take anything from society, like, you have a kid now, you just stay home and be with them, or you have to be perfect in everything. And if something at home is not working, it's on you. I don't think these days and nowadays it's like that. I think both parents should be there for their kids and to create a family. And women should be supported to live their dreams because we can, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So I would like to wrap it up with your advice to our audience, to the women, if they think about their dream now.
Yeah, well,
what should they do? What steps should they take from now onwards? What would help?
I think the first step is they're not alone. Like, make sure you reach out to the right people. Have people around you who support you. I think that's really the most important step. I think that's what happened in that course as well. Like, we were surrounded by a big group, we all had the same energy and it was full with like-minded people, and that does something.
There was love as well in the air.
Yeah, and a lot of support. And I think that's number one, find your own support group. you don't have to do it all by yourself. As I said, I had a great friend in marketing.
And I think you can't do it all by yourself. It's very hard to be alone on this journey.
I couldn't do it all by myself. You know,
I had times when I thought I can, but I couldn't.
And you don't have to.
You don't.
Why making it so hard? You don't have to.
Exactly.
So reach out to the right people, and then I have more advice on how to feel better, because I can imagine that many women are a bit stuck in how they're feeling, or they're low in their energy, or
exactly.
I would recommend to do breath work, of course.
Of course.
No, but that doesn't have to mean like, come to a 2-hour session, leave your house. You can start with a simple 10 minutes morning breathwork session, and that does the magic already. I do breathwork every morning. It's not even an option.
You are a very disciplined person. I do breathwork when I'm really at the edge, and it helps me so much. And I know if I do it much more, that would really help me to.
But I don't reach that point. I don't come there because it's more like a maintenance.
You're in a different stage than me, so I have to get there, you know. I have to get there myself. And I think that when I was doing it more often, it works completely different. Yeah. So I have to get better in this.
Yeah, and it's so
Thanks
simple.
God I have you here,
10
because
it's just
it's a
10
motivation.
Minutes. That's it. Like, you know, you feel the stress leaving your body. You get less triggered throughout the day. Your CO2 intolerance is increasing. You get more oxygen in. You feel better. You feel healthier,
and you look
fitter.
younger. Like, you didn't even change a bit since I met you, and it's been 3 years. 3 years, yes. In 3 years, you haven't changed a bit. So, I think that it's whatever you do, it is working there. Thank you very much, Florine, for having the time for this. I hope that this will help at least one woman to move forward and go after her dreams. And if you would like to know more about Femisticated, you still find me on LinkedIn or Instagram. And also Florine has an Instagram page called Flow of Life, right? And you can find all of the information there. Is there something else you would like to say to the audience, where they can find you, or how
Flow of Life.
Flow of Life.
Yeah.
So everything is in Flow of Life. Thank you very much. To the next one.